EA Sports. It's in the game.
Can Zeke deke again? It's the coach. You're watching Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up, Ezekiel Elliott, fresh off 100 yards a week ago. It'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half. But it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Appreciated, Coach. Well, the roof is closed, but as you can probably tell, the mouths of these Cowboy fans could not be more wide open. It is a frenzied AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D, as their guys will do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense led by number 12, Aaron Rodgers, and the Pack in an unfamiliar position this year. They have not made the playoffs for 2 years running. 6-9-1 a year ago, and now with a new head coach in Matt LaFleur, no guarantee certainly that they'll play meaningful football in January this year. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. Quickly now, here's a look at the Green Bay offense.
Well, he may not be a favorite of the equipment guys in Green Bay due to having to stitch his name on the back of the jersey. Marquez Valdez-Scantling quickly becoming a fan favorite for the Packer faithful. 581 yards as a rookie receiver. Really took to the tutelage of Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, and they expect huge things out of him for years to come.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers, and that's complete to Adams. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Here are the starters defensively for the Cowboys. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
The best defenses I know, they draw lines in the sand and say you're not going to cross that. For most of them, it's 100 yards of total offense. They didn't quite accomplish that, but still a pretty darn good game last week. Just over 100 yards of total offense given up.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Looking to throw. Prescott completes it to Jason Witten. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down. Well, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swain, Rico Gathers, Dalton Schultz. But Witten back out there and doing his thing again. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. The numbers for Zeke from last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Prescott finding Witten. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
They got completion there. That's clearly an example of one side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, hey, take 1 or 2 yards. We're good with that. Offense, you got to expect to get more on the passing play.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left. The offensive starters now for the Cowboys.
And a big key is going to be how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs, because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to...
And he's going to go down. A sack back at the 24. Jair Alexander in from the corner to make the sack.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little, and when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, picked up by Leighton Vander Esch, and he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good